Hey guys, how are you doing? It's Cindy Eiler, and I help you to understand your life and transform your life. Imagine your life even better. So, I just came on yesterday, and I want to see this because I don't see your chats, but maybe I cannot. Anyway, I'm not going to trip off that. I just want to get to the point. So, yesterday, I was on here giving you the recipe to get what you want. Basically, my video yesterday was, what if you did it? What if you did it this year, okay? And so if you didn't see that video, please go back to yesterday, which was dated February 27th, 2018. And I give you the recipe on what to do if you really, really are going to do it. Like, you're really going to put your focus on getting what you want this year, right? But I saw somebody that commented, and I have to admit I only saw it briefly, and I'm seeing somebody post. I saw it briefly, so I don't remember the exact words, but in my video yesterday, I said that, you can, if you really want something, you go for it and you find a way to get it, or you make an excuse to not get it, okay? And as part of the video, because I don't want to go through all the details again, this is just a quick follow-up because I couldn't believe that somebody actually said this, because I addressed it. And I said that, even if it takes money, that shouldn't be anything to stop you. Like, that's an excuse if you let money stop you. And I really don't want to keep talking about how to get money on this channel. Like, I have done so many videos on how to stimulate money, how to manifest money, how to get money. And I just get tired of talking about it because I have talked about it enough. And you can go watch those videos. They're all in my Manifesting and Law of Attraction playlist. And you can watch those till your heart's content. But there's actually people that work with me that don't have problems with money and have other reasons why they may not be getting what they want. So yeah, I don't want to always focus on that. But I do want to address this because it was brought up yesterday, and I brought it up yesterday myself specifically, saying that if what you want takes money and you don't have money, that's not an excuse not to go for it. And I even told you why and how, and somebody still wrote a comment with the argument, and which to me is an excuse because I already said what you needed to do, that, oh, Cindy, but it does take money sometimes. Money does matter, da, da, da. Well, it might take money, but that's not the reason why you don't not go for it, okay? That's part of what you're working on, focusing on. If that's part of what you need to get what you're getting, then you can still work on getting what you need to get, and the money is part of it, okay? So if you just say, well, I don't have the money, and then you just shut off to it, then you just don't really want it. Because if it's like, okay, it's like saying, I want a car, but I don't have a license, so I won't get a car. And you're like, why don't you just go get a license, dude? Or, a license is part of getting the car. So you work on getting your license so you can get your car, right? It's the same thing. It takes a license to have a car. Well, it might take money to get what you want, but that's part of what you work on to get it, right? And so I even said in my video yesterday, so if, I use the example if you wanted to move somewhere or travel somewhere, and so if money was something that you needed, that, you start with the things that don't take money. You start working on the things that you would need to work on anyway that don't cost anything. And I also mentioned that I have made big changes in my life. I had, when I moved to Egypt, when I left my job to be self-employed, when I, move and the places I live, it all takes money. And I don't think there's been one time where I've just had all the money that I need to do those things. Like move to Egypt, I was like, still trying to pay my bills where I was. How the heck do I just get up and move to Egypt? How do I leave my corporate job that's paying my bills to go be self-employed, right? I did it every time without having the money first. And that's why I am qualified to teach you how to do this. And anytime I get on here to teach you a technique or a tip, it's not something I found in some book, okay? Like, I am authentic. Anything that I teach you is something that I have learned, that I have tested, that has worked for me, that I am giving to you for free. It's not even costing you anything for the information. And all you need to do is follow it. So why wouldn't you even just say, you know what? This isn't costing me anything. What do I have to lose? I'll just follow what she's saying. I'll just go along with her recipe. Like, why would you just say, well, no, because you need money? When I already addressed it, okay? Like when I said, if you are going to move to another place or you're going to travel somewhere and it takes money, you can start working on what you can do first that doesn't cost any money. So I said, go ahead and research the place. What's there? Where would you go specifically? What's the weather? How will you go? Will you fly or will you drive? Where will you stay? How much will that cost? Are you staying for a trip? Are you moving there? What are the demographics? What kind of things are there to do there? Like, you just start researching it first. And when you research, you're already making it happen. Like, that's already taking steps, just researching it. And then you take the next step. Okay, what will I need to do here at home before I can make that move or go on that trip? Well, if I'm moving, maybe I need to get rid of things and purge, and I need to pack, and I need to bring down my expenses, and I need to stop doing this or start doing that. So you start purging, you start packing, you start, looking where you can bring down your expenses. None of that costs money. And it's something that you need to do to make it happen anyway. So why wouldn't you just start with those things? Because when you do that, when you are purging, when you are packing, when you are bringing down your expenses and taking care of the things that you'll need to do anyway, you're actually already making it happen. So when you're doing those things, the universe sees that you're serious, that you're actually making it happen. So then the universe says, wow, we're moving, we're going on a trip. Cool, they need money. That has to be part of it too. Somehow you might get, money out of the blue that you don't expect. And that's happened to me when I moved to Egypt. I was like manifesting $15,000 to leave with. And so I didn't know how I was going to get $15,000, but I was working and packing, doing everything I needed to do. And a week before I left, I had made $5,000. And so I didn't make the 15, but it is what it is. I'm not going to start tripping out. I just work with what I have, right? And I just kept doing what I needed to do. And a few days before I left, somebody handed me an envelope with like a card, and I was like, oh, because I was moving, so I thought somebody was just writing me something nice. And so I actually stuck it in my purse and forgot about it because I had a lot going on. And then after a couple days, I said, oh, I forgot to look at that card. And I opened it up and there was a folded check. And I was like, oh, wow, a check. That's nice. And when I opened it up, it had all these zeros. There was $10,000 that somebody gave me. And I would never in my wildest dream think that somebody would give me just $10,000 like that. So that was exactly $15,000. Now, this is the kicker. That person that gave that to me, randomly, her father turned around and gave her $15,000 for no reason, just to give it to her, right? And so she got $15,000 too. So it was like the universe kind of like, you know, playing ball with me, like, look at this. And it was just such an amazing thing. But I've had other times when, you know, I needed $1,100 and randomly got a check that week for $1,150 that I didn't know that, you know, this insurance company owed me that money. And I needed $1,100 for my son's Invisaligns. And so, like, that was a shock. And just in the last 2 days, I got $2,000 that I wasn't expecting to get, that I never expected to get. So it happens a lot when you're open to just knowing that you just continue with your life, you take care of the things that you can take care of, and then, you know, set the intention for what you need, and then as you take care of you and take care of what you need to take care of that you can take care of, the universe kicks in and starts taking care of things too. But you have to be open to it. And how willing are you to change the way you think and believe? Like, I gave you the recipe yesterday on what you needed to do. And so then when I get a comment that says, oh, but it does take money, like I'm wrong or something, which is hilarious because, like I said, a lot of the things that I have done, I did not have the money to start with, okay? Most of the time, whenever there's something, it seems that way, okay? And so, but it's through my beliefs and my way of thinking and how I approach these things, which I give to you so openly and freely in my content on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook, that you don't even have to work for the solutions or how to do it. You actually just have to do it and stop making excuses as to why you're not doing it. And so there's really no excuse. And, you know, every situation's a little bit different. But if you have the right mindsets and attitudes going into it, anything is possible. I mean, a lot of things have happened to me that I would have never expected. And believe me, I will say that, you know, before I learned how to do these things, my life was really hard. And I have a video on that playlist, that Manifesting and Law of Attraction playlist. It's also on my website at cindyiler.com under Manifesting Breakthroughs, the tab. And it's called From Broke to Thriving, something like, it's a little longer, but it's From Broke to Thriving. I mean, I had a really difficult life for about the first half of my life because I didn't know how to do all these things, and I grew up knowing a lot of lack. And so I struggled, and I wasn't happy. It was like life was hard, you know? And then when I started finding out that I could, well, actually what happened was I started finding out that you could ask angels for help because I found this book for $2.50 at the 50% off used bookstore. And I was like, what? You could actually ask angels for help? And I never knew that. But you know what? Like, I guess I'm lucky because I don't sit there and try to question things and try to say things are wrong and try to say that's crazy. Like, you know what? I wanted things to work in my life. So if I bought a book that cost it was actually $2.95 that told me how to ask the angels for help, I remember saying, you know what, if this works, this will be the best $3 I ever spent. I took that book home and I read it and I started doing everything. And that's how it started. From there forward. Every time I would start thinking, oh, okay, I gotta learn this, and I'd find out that, I would just start doing it. I never questioned it. I never thought, oh no, that's not true. Oh, oh no, that's like, you know, BS. Like, people that are like that, it's like, good luck with you, you know? I just would always be like, really? You could do that? I didn't know that. And then I would just start doing it. And then I would see things change. I would, you know, I went from working full time and, you know, busting my butt and barely making ends meet to working, having my own business. I've had my own business for like 20 years now, and I've never had to go back to a job. So obviously something works, but you have to be in the right mindset to do that. Like, I've seen a lot of people quit their jobs to go do whatever, you know, massage or spiritual teaching or whatever, but they're not in the right mindset and they don't do what it takes, and then they fail and they scrimp, and, you know, life is hard, but they're not doing what it takes. And I have always done what it takes, and I never was negative towards new ideas that felt right to me. I just said, okay, you know, if there's something like I need to make some more money right now, then I get on it and start making more money. I know what I need to do. I meditate. I work with my techniques, and a lot of things I have already shared with you in my Manifesting and Law of Attraction playlist. I don't know, there's like, I don't know how many, probably 100 videos in there on this stuff. And if you just follow what I say, you're gonna see progress in your life. People tell me all the time, you know, either people work with me and their life changes hugely, or there's people that just watch my videos and their life changes hugely. But why? Because they actually listen and do what I say, and then it works. So please, you know, when I'm telling you something, don't tell me I'm wrong. Don't tell me, I mean, it's okay if you don't, I'm not saying don't tell me I'm wrong. I mean, you can tell me anything you want. But if I'm giving you a technique and telling you it works, if you tell me I'm wrong, then I'm going to say you're wrong if you're not getting what it takes, because it worked for me. It's not wrong for me. It worked for me, and that's why I'm telling you about it. So if you're saying I'm wrong and you're still not getting what you want, I say you're wrong, because you're not doing it and you're making an excuse and telling me I'm wrong. So I already said in my video yesterday about the money thing. I said, even if it takes money and you don't have money, doesn't mean that you don't go after it, because you can do plenty of things that don't cost money that you would need to do anyway. So you take care of that stuff, and then the rest starts coming into play. But if I tell you that and then you tell me I'm wrong, that's kind of weird. So how willing are you to change? How willing are you to change what you're doing to get what you want? Because that's what it takes. It takes changing. You know, if you're not getting what you want, you're not doing the right thing, because then you would have had it, right? So if you're not getting it and you're not changing, that means you don't either know what to do or you're not doing it. Or if you are doing it and you're still not getting it, you should see some progress, definitely. You should see some progress, but if you're still not getting the progress you want, then you probably have some sort of mindset or block or thing that you're doing that you're not aware of. And so you can work with me and I'll tell you what it is. It's really that simple. Like, I help people solve their biggest problems. Okay, that's who I am. And so I will tell you what it is, but then you got to do the work too. And I'll tell you what you need to do, but you got to do it, right? You got to participate. But if you follow the videos, you can make significant change in your life. You can change a lot of things. You can change a lot of big things, you know? So really there's no excuse. And if you're not doing it, you must not really want it, but you know, that's your choice too. Just stop saying you want it if you're not willing to do what it takes, that's all. I do what it takes, and I like my results, so it's worth it to me. Anyway, I'm kind of ranting because it kind of annoyed me to see that comment, because I addressed that specifically in my video, and then I'm told that I'm wrong. And I don't have a problem being wrong, but I'm not wrong about this. That's the point. I've done it for the last 20 years of my life. I've done it so many times that I can't count how many times. This is how I live my life. So what do they say, like, if there's something that you want in your life, or there's some kind of lifestyle you want to live, or some kind of goal that you want to go after, you look for the people that are doing those things, and you pay attention to what they're doing that's working for them. So, you know, that's what you do. You find who it's working for, and you see how they're living their life. And so, you know, I give a lot of free content to you guys. I don't ask for anything. It would be nice if you liked the video and shared it and subscribed. Like, that would be cool. And for a lot of you, you actually do contact me to work with me, and that's even better. But I'm not asking you guys to do anything, but I'm doing my best to give you content that will really help you. So please, instead of just making an excuse as to why it won't help you, why don't you just change what you're doing? Be willing to make the changes. Give it a shot. It's not costing you $1 to take my tips and run with them. And if you don't want to do it, then just admit to yourself you like being stuck where you are. That's okay too. You know, if you're where you're at, you're where you're at. If that's good enough for you, hey, it's good enough for me too. So it's all what you want to, you know, put into it. I had to work very diligently, and I still do. I still work on my mindsets. I still work on things that come up for me. You know, when I'm bothered by something or something triggers me, I'm like, okay, why is that really bugging me? Because I'm human too, so I get stuff too. But when I work on my stuff and figure it out, then I can turn around and help other people that have the same thing. But the key is that I'm always working on it. So, you know, that's why I continue to get better at what I do, is because I don't ever stop working on it. It's just like my life mission to live my best life. That's my mission, is to live my purpose and be on purpose. Live my purpose. That's, you know, that's what it is. It's like being my best version of me can help the world be the best version of themselves, or whoever I come in contact with, because, you know, through working on myself, I'm gonna just have a better experience overall. Anyway, I do want to tell you guys I have a trip going to Bimini in May. It's a 7-day journey in Bimini, and it's so amazing. If you would love to join me in Bimini and really shift your life in an amazing way, it's such a healing and purifying experience and so much fun. Check out my website, cindyiler.com, and look at the travel link for Bimini. I'm also doing a 12-day experience in Egypt that is so life-changing and amazing at the end of August. That is not on my website. You can send me a message if you're interested. And we're going to Hawaii in October, and that's always amazing. And of course, I'm teaching light activation healing in July in California. So if anything interests you to work with me one-on-one or in a group setting in places around the world, I help you understand and transform. I wish I could have glitter come out of my fingers when I do that. I help you understand and transform your life, imagine your life even better, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me, and peace out. Have a great day until I see you again.